Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel English with SHYAM Sir, and I'm SHYAM Sir. You're watching English with SHYAM Sir, English YouTube channel. I welcome you all to today's session. In this session, I have a beautiful article that came on Hindu newspaper on July 16th, editorial column. The headline says, "Word can't get out." The headline says, "Word can't get out." So this is a very interesting article about Parliament's recent bill, a new bill which has been passed in the Parliament, about what kind of words to be uttered by the parliamentarians in the Parliament and what kind of words that should not be uttered by them. Like you all know, you're watching English channel, so I'll be talking completely in English. Two things in this session I'm going to focus on. Number one, I'll be explaining this article in a very easy language, simple language, briefly, precisely I will explain, so that after this video, if you read this article, you will understand. Number two, once the explanation part is over, I will be focusing on vocabulary, which are very important, and if at all, if there are any grammar related points, I will also focus on. So without further delay, let's get started. This article is about a new bill passed in the Parliament about what kind of words should be uttered and what kind of words should not be uttered. So point number one, surprisingly, unfortunately, today, let's talk about India. Many times we find it very painful to see people in the Parliament whom we voted for talking nonsense. They talk everything except anything that makes sense. Don't you think so? Even when I was a school kid, when I was in my college days, I used to watch assembly sessions or parliament sessions on television. I was wondering what they are doing there. But again, I know that I can't blame them. I blame myself, because Yadha Raja Tada Praja or Yadha Praja Tada Raja, both are same. I always believe, yes, king may not be voted by the people, but India is a democratic country. So we vote for our leaders, we elect them. So no doubt, we can't blame politicians. But at the end of the day, at least we should debate, we should discuss. I'm talking about the language being used by the parliamentarians in the Parliament. The article also talks about it. Point number one. Point number two, my dear friends, I have some facts and figures mentioned in the article that I would love to share with you. Recently, a bill has been passed in the Parliament. According to that bill, approximately 151 words are removed from the list of words which can be used in the Parliament. So 151 around words are removed from the list of the words which are allowed to be used by the parliamentarians in the Parliament. Actually, my dear friends, there is somebody called presiding officer in the Parliament who will decide if any word is okay to be used or objectionable to be used. Generally, if any parliamentarian uses any word, any language with any word which is objectionable, the presiding officer will remove the particular word, but that happens by the evening. Imagine there is a meeting held in the Parliament in the morning and somebody used a word which is objectionable, not a very good professional word, respectful word. The presiding officer will give a notice. Then what happens is, by the evening, that particular word used by the person concerned will be removed from the list. Very often we say, this is removed from the data, this word is removed from the list. Everything is okay so far, but the problem is, this happens by evening, but by then already this particular video of the parliamentarian using such word is going to become viral, because yes, not many times the sessions happening in the assemblies and parliament are going to be telecast on live. Correct? Live telecast happens, and a lot of times on the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and a lot of platforms have been there. This becomes viral. So no use of removing the word except for the namesake. People already have heard it. Already, 2014 to 2015, before that, 2020-21, this happened actually, and In August 2020, New South Wales also took the similar decision, removed some number of words from the list of the words to be used in the parliament. My dear friends, when India got independence, almost like in the year 1947, first elections happened after 1950, right? The first 2 decades in the parliament, most of the times conversations happened in English language. Then from 1970s, like we got to see more number of parliamentarians coming. Lot of amendments have happened. The seats in the parliament are increased. The number of seats is increased. So constituencies have been increasing. So people from different corners of the country started entering the parliament. Naturally, what happened was they started using mother tongue. So different languages now started getting used in the parliament. Most of the times it happens in Hindi. Especially from the year 2014, parliamentarians mostly started talking in Hindi language. Okay. Now approximately 30 languages are being used in the parliament in day-to-day conversations and discussions and debates. Now the recent bill which is passed in the parliament removing 151 words not to be used led to uprising from the opposition parties and other parliamentarians, which is obvious. They started questioning, how can you do that? And for this, the ruling party said, this is just a formal notice which we send every year, don't take it too seriously. This is only instructive, this is not a definitive term. That is what they say. Very surprisingly, my dear friends, out of these 151 words, there are some words which already became a part and parcel of our lives. Thanks to, the credit goes to the wonderful politicians who have constantly been using these words. This is something about the content present in the article, my dear friends. I hope I have given you brief explanation about what is this article. I want you to read it. Friends, SHYAM Sir is today requesting you to read this article without fail. It came on July 16th, editorial column. Wow, I was thoroughly enjoying myself when I read this article. I want you to experience the same. Friends, along with the points that I have shared with you, there are also a few more points, but the meaning is similar. So whatever points I have shared with you, yes, you can understand the article. I am sure after the video you read it, you will thoroughly enjoy this article. Without further delay, my dear friends, let's get started. There are some good number of vocabulary present in this article. So now see the headlines. Word can't get out means words can't now come just freely as before. So parliament and reporters face a dilemma with regard to language in the digital age. See, we are talking about the so-called digital India. No doubt we are all living in the digital age. But are we still in the situation where we have to decide what kind of language to be used? Are we still talking about what kind of words to be uttered by the parliamentarians? Is it not a disgrace to the entire nation? Not just the people, but the politicians, of course. Are we today in a situation, are we living in the world, are we living in the country where there should be a professional official notice to a parliamentarian to tell him or her, use these words, don't use these words? Is this what India is all about? Yes, we have to really feel about it. I personally felt the same. There was agony when I was reading this article. The parliamentarians should actually decide what language is good to use. If they are really concerned about people's problems, language is never a point of debate. If they want to serve the nation, and if that is the objective, why they are in politics, what words they use really doesn't matter. Right. Apart from that, my dear friends, let's get into the vocabulary. Okay. Vocabulary number 1. Vocabulary number 1, my dear friends. If you are not able to see this word clearly on the screen, don't worry, I will write the words definitely. Okay. So there is a vocabulary called kind perusal. What is that? Kind perusal. There is a vocabulary called, my dear friends, perusal. You know, perusal is a word we commonly use, right? Sir, I have sent my biodata for you. I have sent my biodata to you for your kind perusal. Means consideration. So, perusal means what? Study. You know, study. Perusal means what? Study. Okay. So, then absurd and archaic. Archaic. There is a beautiful vocabulary called absurd. And there is another word called ARCHAIC. ARCHAIC. Wow. What is the meaning of absurd? Bad, illogical. Archaic, old. Okay, very old. Then, my dear friends, let me try to find if there is a beautiful vocabulary to share with you. What is pandemonium? Wow. What is pandemonium? I think very often we find in the assembly and parliaments pandemonium. What is this pandemonium, my dear friends? Loud noise, disturbing noise. Whenever we watch assembly sessions or parliament sessions, my God, the actual point to be discussed for the welfare of the people is always ignored. 99.9% mutual blames using so pathetic language happens. So pandemonium is shouting at each other, making a lot of noise. We don't find any big difference most of the times between the sessions in parliament and assemblies and a kindergarten classroom. Correct? So what is pandemonium? Pandemonium means, my dear friends, pandemonium means loud noise, disturbing noise. Okay, loud noise, disturbing noise. So 4 good vocabulary I try to share with you. Then what next? Can I find any good words here, friends? Can I find any good words? Any good words here? See, expunged. Wow. Expunged is I think the most important word for today is expunged. I think this can be called the word of the day. Expunged is a word of the day. 151 words are expunged from the list of the parliament. Means what? Remove. Expunge means remove. Expunge means, my dear friends, remove. Okay. Now there is a word like this, my dear friends, dodgy. D-O-D-G-Y. Actually, like I have said, 151 words are removed, not to be used, not allowed. Correct? Out of those 151 words, some words are mentioned here like dodgy, betrayal, dog. See the word dog? Frighten. Can we imagine politicians using the word dog in the parliament? Very often it happens, right? Frighten, hack, hypocrisy, irresponsible, liar, murder, shame. Oh my God. Penguin, goose. Have you ever heard penguin being used in the parliament? Fudge, grubby, saleswoman. My goodness. I'm pretty sure this word saleswoman must have been very recently used, especially related to a woman, if I'm not wrong, right? So, species and yapping, my goodness, see, and many more. I don't want to read more because all these words really make no sense and all these words are painful, imagining that, believing that these words are used by the parliamentarians who rule the country, who steer the country's growth. Anyway, my dear friends, but anyways, one advantage we have today is that out of 151 words removed, there are some words mentioned here. In our English language, anyway, we are looking for good vocabulary. So some of these are very good words. Let me talk about dodgy. Okay, what is dodgy, my dear friends? Dodgy means dishonest. Dodgy means dishonest. Okay, dishonest, not being honest. Betray, cheat. Betray means what? Cheat. Betray means what? Cheat. Hypocrisy. Yes, I think hypocrisy is a very common word, right? Hypocrisy is a very common word, right? So hypocrisy means a kind of secret plan. Okay, hypocrisy is a kind of secret plan, or having hypocrisy, CRISY, sorry. So hypocrisy is a kind of secret plan, my dear friends. Or you also can say something here but something comes from mouth. I don't like hypocrites, correct? I don't like hypocrites, correct? Then irresponsible, liar, murder, shame, my God. And there is a word called, grubby. See this word grubby. What is grubby, my dear friends? Grubby means dirty. Grubby means dirty. Grubby means dirty. And many more. And many more. Oh my God. There is also one vocabulary used in the paragraph. I'll try to show for you. So, I think yes, good number of words are here. Right. Friends, there is one word. Friends, there is one word. I think this really is important. Benign. See, I'll try to show it to you. If you can't see, don't worry. I will rewrite it for you. There is a word called benign, my dear friends. What is meant by benign? Benign means harmless. Benign means harmless. Harmless. Okay. So I don't want to take much time. I tried my level best to explain the article to you in a simple way and also share some good number of vocabulary. So I would like to end the video, but before I end the video, I have one point to tell you, my dear friends. 3 words today I will underline, and I want you to create beautiful examples. Number 1, perusal. I want you to create beautiful example. Expunged. I want you to create own example. Own example. Grubby means what? Perusal, study, consideration. Expunged, remove. Grubby, dirty. Not cleaned, not washed. These 3 words are yours. Study them, create own examples and send your examples in the comment section. Read this article. I am not here to teach you GK. I am not here to teach you general awareness. No. I am here to explain the article in a simple language briefly, then add some English related information to that, because my purpose is I want you to read the articles. Why? Reading the articles is equal to improving English language. Being English language facilitator, that's my objective. I hope the session is useful and interesting. Keep sending your comments in the comment section, which will motivate me so much. All the best, my dear friends. Signing off, your SHYAM Sir.